Greetings, friends. I'm AK,
And I'm Laura,
and
and
we
we
are
are
the
the
Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Girls.
Girls. On today's episode, dude, I am so pumped that we are finally covering this movie. We
Yes.
stand Tarman. We are covering 1985's Return of the Motherfucking Living Dead.
So pumped. So
So
pumped. I
pumped.
got my Tarman shirt on. It is way
Oh,
too big
looks
for
so
you to
good.
see most of the time on this YouTube episode, but we got our shirts on.
Oh, yeah, we do. Represent, right? I'm going to hop in and read our IMDb.
Yes, please
When
do.
When two bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally release a deadly gas into the air, the vapors cause the dead to rise again as zombies.
Oh my
Pretty
gosh,
on
good
point.
job, IMDb. And at the
Yeah,
time of this recording, you can find this on Tubi and Pluto TV.
we love free.
We do.
Hell yes. This was directed by Dan O'Bannon, who also wrote Alien.
Yeah, that's wild. Those are two I mean, they're not contrasting, but it does seem like two different worlds to me, right?
Yeah, especially because like the original Alien is not funny. It's so serious,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know? And Return of the Living Dead is obviously more of a comedy. It's more fun. And
yeah.
I guess Dan O'Bannon did that on purpose too. Like he didn't want this to be like a serious zombie movie like Romero's. He
Mhm.
wanted it to have like more fun with it.
Yeah, when I first heard about these movies when I was younger and hadn't actually watched them, I just assumed that Return of the Living Dead was going to be a sequel to Night of the Living Dead,
Right.
which I know I have notes at the bottom of my notes about more of that lore and why they were tied in together and how they kind of split. But yeah, it makes sense that you would think Return comes after Night of the
Oh
Living
yeah.
Dead, right?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Return of the Living Dead had a budget of 3 to 4 million, somewhere in there, but it grossed 14.2 million.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
We
so it
love
did
we
really
love to
well.
hear it.
Oh, we love to hear it. Hell yes. I think it was a little surprising. I think it was surprising that it became like it had so much longevity, right? It's like a cult classic. Now I don't think people are expecting it to be what it is.
Right.
Because even today, people love this movie and it's understandable. Like it's so good. It's so fun.
I'm obsessed with it. Honestly, I'm obsessed with trash. I cannot wait to talk about her.
Oh, 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 just wait till the Patreon extended when I show you what I got.
Oh, I have to show you something I have, but I think I'm gonna do it on this episode
No, I'm gonna
when we get
oh
there.
really?
Yeah. You'll see when we get there.
Okay, I'm excited. What do you want to do? Do you want to hop in, or we got any more fun facts, or
I
what are we
think
doing
we just
here?
hop in. I think we
I think we
hop in and
should.
hop on
I strap in.
and strap on.
Hell yes. All right. Just so you guys know, the opening events of this film are real.
Okay, I read that, I was like, "Wait a minute." Like, I didn't know you could just blatantly lie about that. But they're setting this up like this was a real thing that happened. They even reference Night of the Living Dead in this movie at some point and say that it's something that, really happened and the government's trying to cover up. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but I was like, "Hold on, you can just say that it's true?"
I know,
Like, remember
right?
seeing that as a child? If it said based on a true story, I was shitting my pants.
Oh, I thought everything was real that said that. Hello, Texas Chainsaw, The Blair Witch. Like I was convinced. Paranormal Activity. I was in my 20s when I saw Paranormal Activity. I think maybe 18, 20, somewhere in there. I thought it was real. I thought it was real.
Yeah.
I was like, this is way too lifelike. It's way
Yeah.
too real.
Yeah, I was very oblivious about that until, like, recently. I was like, "Wait a minute."
Hold on a second. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not real. No, I get it. It makes sense. Okay, so we're at a medical supply factory and we're introduced to our main players here. Okay, we're meeting Frank and Freddie, and Freddie is played by Tom Matthews, who plays Tommy Jarvis in fucking Friday the 13th, dude. I was so pumped when I saw him pop up. I was like, holy shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so awesome. And them together, like the two of them, have the best chemistry of anyone ever. James Karen, I think, who plays Frank,
Yeah.
and Freddie, them together.
I know. They're like the dynamic duo, but also bumbling, like IMDb said, was perfect.
They're like Abbott and Costello, except we're missing a Costello. No, sorry,
Yeah.
we're missing an Abbott.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I love their dynamic, and I thought their comedic timing, like both of them, so
Yeah, they're
fucking
both
funny.
great because Frank is the
Mhm.
manager, right? And Freddie is basically the new kid that Frank is trying to train.
Yeah, he's showing him how to do everything. He's kind of showing him the ropes. Freddie is wearing suspenders. Gotta love it. And they're transporting skeletons. Like that's one of the things they're doing right now. And their conversation dynamic is hilarious. Like right away they do I have to say this because I'm always so fucking impressed with movies that right away, right at the very fucking top, tells you what kind of movie it is, what these characters are like, and what you're in store for. You know right away. As soon as you meet Freddie and what is his name, Frank, as
Yep.
soon as you meet them, you know the dynamic. You know what's happening. You know what I mean? Like you at least have a good semblance of, oh, I get what this movie's gonna be.
Yeah. Frank is so excited to be showing Freddy around too and telling him the lore and telling him that, oh, these skeletons are from India. And look at these medical dogs that are like split in half over here that
Oh, the
like
medical dogs.
veterinary schools buy, I believe.
Yeah,
I
so
imagine that's a
creepy.
real thing
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
to
I mean,
study.
I went to UB once. I think it was UB or maybe the university. Yeah, it was UB. And I went into the cadaver area, like there was a cadaver. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I would assume that they have to work on real like things, right? If you're in veterinary school, so that
Right.
having a half dog, I just didn't know if that was like a real like it would really be like half like that.
I think so. I think in medical school as well.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Freddie seems to think it's pretty rad that these like half dogs. He's like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. And Frank takes him over to the cadavers. And I'm just assuming, based off Freddie's like face and the way that he's sort of observing everything, that he's never seen a dead body before.
Yeah.
But the thing about the scene that I like popped huge for, Frank compares the cadavers as like the wrestling business.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
I wish we had the exact quote. I don't have the exact quote, but it's so fucking on point.
I had to rewind it because I was like, wait, is that what he just said? But yeah, he does say the wrestling business. I'm like, what do you know about the wrestling business, Frank? But you know what? I can see him being like an old time carny for sure.
Oh, dude, yes, absolutely. And this was the 80s too when wrestling was like, big and
Yeah.
special. And I mean, not that it isn't now, but you know what I mean. It was just different
Hell
back
yeah.
then. And I just loved it. I popped huge. I went, yay, wrestling, something wrestling. Although
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly what he means by that, but still I'm excited for wrestling.
Yeah. So this whole medical facility is basically, companies order their medical supplies from this place. So they also have like prosthetics and things like that. It's not just cadavers and half dogs, split dogs. But Frank mentions to Freddie that one of the bodies that's hanging up in the fridge by its ears, by the way, which I thought was a very odd way, like the hook is kind of in his ears. I'm like, there has to be a less damaging way to hold the body up, but it still was a cool visual.
You're
He
like,
mentions that,
how pissed were they when they hung him up? They're like, fuck this guy.
right. And Frank mentions that they sell to medical schools and the army for ballistic tests, which is
Oh.
a wild concept. Like, oh, we'll just sell these bodies to the army so they can practice shooting. Like, a little unsettling. So
I'm sorry,
now
my face. I'm like,
you're like,
what?
what? You're just imagining it. So now imagine that's what your body gets donated for. You're like,
Hey man, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to be burned and maybe thrown over into like the grass and a tree will grow or something.
and a
We
tree
talked about
will
this.
grow.
You know.
So now we cut to the group of teenagers, okay? Our punk rock group of kids. These are Freddie's friends. There are about 7 of them, I believe. Let's count. We have Trash. Trash, played by Linnea Quigley, our girl. We covered her in Silent Night, Deadly Night, and also Night of the Demons.
Oh,
Love
I
her
love
so
her
much.
so much. I have her like I have a comic book art on my wall of her. It's like it looks like a
Yes,
comic of Return of
yeah.
the Living Dead. Yeah.
I want something of her on my wall as well. We have Tarman downstairs, but I don't have
Yeah.
Trash yet. However, this is what I wanted to show you. I think I'm ready to show you already.
Oh my god, I'm
You want to see my Trash wig?
so excited. Yes.
It's not really a trash wig, but it is. Okay, hold on. If you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna get to experience the glory. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, I'm locked and loaded, baby.
Tell me this ain't a fucking trash wig.
You look like Sonic's partner. What was his name? You look like Sonic's
Oh,
not
I can't think of his
Knuckles.
name. What the hell is it?
Knuckles.
Tails.
It's
No, I
Knuckles or
look like Heat
Tails.
Miser. I look like Heat Miser from the Rudolph movies. I
Guys, if you're only listening to the audio, like we have to post this on the socials because wow, dude. You know what? Your commitment to cosplay, top tier, baby, top tier.
Okay, I do have to tell you though, this wig, I realized we wore that my siblings came over for New Year's Eve, okay? I hosted a little shindig, just a little one, and we put on a bunch of wigs. If I don't know if you can see in the frame or not in the background of this. I know that it will be cropped a little bit, but I do have a bunch of wigs on my back door. If you ever come to my Twitch and see my cosplays, yeah, I have a lot of wigs. My siblings were putting on all my wigs, and this was one of them. And I realized this looks like fucking
it,
trash.
it does.
However, do you know what this wig is supposed to be? This came with a Chucky costume. Sometimes you have to buy the costumes and you have to buy your own wigs separately. This is such a bad wig.
I feel like sometimes, I feel like it's all the time. I feel like the wigs that come with costumes, 9 times out of 10, are not great. There's like
Yeah.
a Chucky behind me you guys can't see, but it's like the one you get from Spirit of Halloween, and he just doesn't quite look like himself. That's what that wig looks like.
Yes. Oh my gosh, remember we went to Spirit and we saw that Tiffany doll who looked like
Exactly.
I don't even know. It was like a parallel universe Tiffany. I don't know what happened to her.
She was having a rough week. You know what I mean?
Yes, but back to the episode. Now that you have a better visual of what Trash's hair looked like, because that wig was a little interesting. Uh, we also have Suicide, Spider, that's the third, Casey, Tina, Chuck, who is in a suit, and Scuzz, who we're really not going to talk about much else in this episode.
Mm-mm.
Trash is while they're walking down the street, she is so like a lot of them, but especially Trash and Suicide are so over the top and so like I'm so edgy, you know. I think
Yeah.
Trash says I like death as they're
Yes.
walking down the street. Like,
Yes. I
okay,
wrote that in
girl.
my notes too. Like, it reminded me of Ginger Snaps. Like,
It
okay,
reminded
we get
me
it. You're
of
edgy.
yes, Ginger Snaps and also me in like 7th grade.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like me in middle school. Like I'm so look at me. I'm so fucking cool and tough, and I don't give a fuck. And
I'm
meanwhile, I'm
not
like,
scared of E-Bombs World or Rotten.com.
yeah.
What about
Meanwhile, I'm
that?
like so like this little fucking scared of everything.
Yeah, for real. So they want to go pick up Freddie at work because he always knows where to party. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a party. They want to pick up Freddie. We cut back to Freddie looking through medical books with Frank in his office.
hmm
He's asking Frank what kind of crazy stuff he's seen in this building.
Oh, and
Now, this is where Frank,
Frank loves this, man. He like I kind of want to be around Frank only because like I want to hear all his stories because he's the type of person that he would be like, okay, I'm not supposed to tell anyone this, but
yes, he is so excited to be dropping the lore on Freddie.
it reminded me of what was that monster movie that we covered? And there was one guy and he was holding the camera and he was like dumping everyone's secrets as he was running around.
Oh, Cloverfield.
Yeah, Cloverfield. I forget what the
Yeah.
character's name was, but it reminded me so much of that. Okay,
Yes.
side note, you guys, you cannot see this, but my sweet baby angel puppy dog is like every time I'm anywhere in the house, I keep his bed near me because he wants to chill with me. He's asleep and oh my god, you guys,
Is he doing
he looks like an
this?
angel. He's just has a smile on his face and he's
Aw.
sleeping. Okay, sorry. This is where he starts talking about Night of the Living Dead and he tells Freddy that the movie was based on a true case.
So Frank tells him that in 1969 at a VA hospital, this chemical called 2,4,5-trioxin leaked into the morgue and it made all these bodies start jumping around. And the army threatened the guy who made the movie talking about Night of the Living Dead and George A. Romero. So he changed all the facts around. So it's this big cover up and it's this big like government secret.
Right. And he's telling Freddy, he's like, and guess what? They shipped the bodies here.
I love that Freddie's like, okay, how do you know about this if it's so secret? And that, which is a good question. And
Yes.
then he says, yeah, the army fucked up and they shipped them here instead.
Mm-hmm.
He has Freddie eating out of the palm of his hand. Freddie is just kind of like staring at him. There's a little bit of silence. And then the phone rings and it scares the shit out of him. It scared me too. It's very loud.
Yeah, I
And
jumped
then
too.
it's just Frank's wife.
Mm-hmm.
So when he gets off the phone, Frank asks Freddie if Freddie wants to see the corpses.
Okay.
Side note, there's a picture behind Freddie with this naked woman on it the whole time, which is very
Oh.
distracting.
Oh, I did not notice that.
There's that, and there's another scene where you can see it's like those calendars that are all naked women,
Oh, I forgot about those.
which
Those
I
were like a
remember those.
thing.
Yeah, the
And
big thing.
the pens that like
Oh
you would
my
like turn
gosh.
it.
It like undresses them. I remember
Yeah.
seeing those in garages all the time, like at
Yeah,
people's houses.
garages.
Like,
Yeah,
sir, you have children.
always.
Anyway, so Frank is so thrilled. They go to the basement. Frank tells Freddie to watch for the third step. It's a bitch.
It's
Don't
a
forget that.
bitch. Mhm.
The bodies have been down here in these barrels for 14 years. And I love how Frank just never reported this mix up to the military or anyone. He's like, oh, we'll just
Well,
keep them down here.
'cause
You
this
want
is
to know
like a
why?
selling point. This is a selling point for Frank. This is
Exactly.
exciting. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he works at a medical supply factory. How fucking boring is that? Do you know
Not
what I mean? I
anymore.
don't know. I
Not with,
can't imagine he's having a party, right?
right. Well, he wants to, and he wants to around these barrels. So they open up this hatch to look through the glass, and there's what appears to be this mummified body in there, okay?
It's our man. Okay.
It's our man, Tarman. Not quite yet. He's not tar quite yet. He's sort of like a mummy. Frank sprays the glass with Windex, and I don't know if you noticed this, but he uses the entire roll of paper towel to wipe it, which really bothered
Yes.
me.
Okay, but that's the whole shtick of it, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
so stupid. Like, they're
I
both
know.
just so dumb.
But I'm like, you just wasted that whole roll. I mean, maybe not the whole roll, but that just bothered my OCD real bad.
Yeah, I felt the same way as soon as he did it. I went, "Of course he's using the roll." Like, just like, yeah.
And so Freddie asks if they ever leak. And Frank goes, no way, these things are made by the US Army engineers, slaps the side of it, which cracks part of this barrel, sending this mist shooting out and knocking Frank and Freddie to the ground. They start coughing and they're
Oh, the
out.
toxic gas. It's like
Toxic gas.
toxic gas. Yes, they start coughing. They're like not able to stand. They start falling down. And then, baby, we get the opening credits and we get our man, Torman. And can
When
we
that
just,
music,
dude, I was literally just about to say, can we fucking talk about the banger of the fucking music? Because it is so good. This movie, dude, as soon as the music kicks in, I get so hype.
I was just about to say that. Like the music kicks in, you see a close up of Tarman. He starts melting. That mummy starts melting. It gets you so hype.
Dude,
And
it's
we
so
see,
nostalgic. It's like, oh my
yes,
God.
as the credits are rolling, the music is playing. We see that this chemical, the 2,4,5 trioxin, is going through the warehouse, reanimating every dead thing in there, including the body, the cadaver hanging by its ears. He
Oh
starts
yeah,
wiggling under that sheet, which
and
is
those
terrifying.
doggos. We're gonna see those doggos come to life too, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's fucked up. So
Yeah.
now we cut to this guy from the military getting home to his mansion. I'm sure I have his name somewhere in my notes. But he is on the Pacific coast, it tells us. And
He's
he
gross
has
too.
gates.
He's a dick.
He's such a dick.
He's
His
such a
house is
dick.
like gated with guards outside his home. Like this is a big deal. He also has a tennis court on his property, just so you know.
His
His,
okay, but once you go inside, like the room is so fucking tacky. Like I think the house looks so tacky.
it's so tacky. And honestly, I kind of love tacky a little bit, but not this kind of tacky. It's a different.
It's like everything is maroon with like dark cherry wood with red walls and like maroon red velvet bar chairs. And it's just like somebody walked in and they were like, do you know what my favorite fucking color is? Every shade of maroon. I want
Okay,
every ounce
the
of
way that
this
you just
room.
described that though sounded better than what it actually looks like. How
No,
you
no shit.
described it, I'm like, ooh, that looks sounds kind of chic for like the 70s, 80s. Because there's this place in Toronto, I forget the name. Ah, you might know it. I think it's called like Cherry Colas. Does that sound familiar to you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. There's this club, and I think that might be the name of it. I haven't thought about this in
Yeah.
so long. It just unlocked a memory for me. And it's all like crushed velvet in there, like all red. It's like dim red lights. It's such a cool
Ooh.
ambiance. This house, though, does not have that ambiance. At
Not at
one
all.
point, the wallpaper, I was like, what is happening on this wallpaper?
Oh, it is literally it's like when someone is so rich, they have no style or taste. Because having money doesn't give you fucking taste, right? And
They're just
sometimes
buying
like
shit.
yeah, and this house is a perfect example of that. Like you should have
Yeah,
just hired a designer. You got the money for it.
right. His wife is so happy to see him. She's like, how was
I
your day, dear? He's like,
Ethel.
the usual crap. What's for dinner? She says
Like
lamb chops. Okay, she is like cooking a dinner for him, I think. Maybe she's not cooking because they're rich, but she's preparing the table like candlelit dinner. And he's like, I had him for lunch,
yeah, but
sir.
like are we surprised he's a man?
I also didn't know if this was his mother or his wife at first, but by their
I mean, listen,
eventually
AK, it's probably a little bit of both, girl.
stop. I was just about to cough too. That's okay. I got it under control. I'm going to try to find a screenshot of it because everyone needs to see this, the mural, the wallpaper on this wall. So they're talking about how the military has to be able to contact him at all times because of those missing bodies. So they know about the missing bodies. They don't know where these barrels have been for the past 14 years, which is
I
crazy.
love that. I love that Frank does know though. Like that's insane.
Oh, and you know that he loves that he is the one who knows and no one else does,
Of
even though he's going to
course.
tell everyone.
Yeah.
So now we cut back to the East Coast with our gang of punks. Okay.
Mhm.
They are so over the top. So Suicide has the sides of his head shaved. He has a giant like bike chain from his ear to his lip. It's not just like a little chain that you would see. It looks like
Yeah.
it's like one you would lock up your bike with.
Yeah. It's huge.
So all the teens are heading toward this factory. They all look different. They all don't look like, Trash and Suicide do. Tina and Casey. Tina looks a little more what I would call preppy, maybe, just for lack of a better term. This is
Yeah.
Freddie's girlfriend. There's also Casey, who, I mean, she
Oh
does have
yeah.
colors in her hair.
I
So
would say
that
for sure she's.
automatically,
Yeah. It's like what's Freddie's girlfriend's name?
Tina.
Tina. It's interesting that Tina was hanging out with them. She does look a lot different than the rest of them. But I guess
Yeah.
it's like just like the friend group, right?
It's like good for you guys for being inclusive. Because even I mentioned earlier, Chuck, I think is his name, is wearing a suit. He doesn't look like them at all, but they're all friends. So
Yeah.
cool. Good for them.
Hmm.
The car is spray painted all over. Like on the hood, it's like, who cares? It's just so, I'm like, okay, yeah, we understand. Like the world hates you.
I'm not I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was in high school, I was obsessed with guys with mohawks, by the way. I thought it was so I still think it's super hot, but like I was like that was my fucking thing in high school was
Yeah.
like mohawks, man. Even now though,
Yeah.
dude. So hot.
Oh,
But
and
anyway,
someone who's like, I don't even care. Like, oh my
I don't
gosh.
give a I don't give a fuck. Look how awesome I am with my fucking leather jacket and oh my god, I would have been like swooning. But my walls in my bedroom were written. It was written all over the walls, like all kinds of shit with permanent markers, and it just the car of like who cares totally reminds me of
Yeah.
that era of my life, man. I
That
had fucking
car,
Liberty Spikes.
yeah. That
Mhm.
car reminded me of like pants that I wore in middle school where I would write all over them.
Yeah.
Like the
No,
same exact thing.
dude, we got to post some of our pictures on Instagram of what we
Oh
looked
my
like when we were
gosh.
in high school.
That would be great. I'm highlighting
Mhm.
that too in my notes.
Let's do it. All right. So, hopping back into the film here, we digress. So they're heading to a cemetery. That one of them, which one of them says this? I just want to party, and she's all whiny. Who says that?
I wrote it. I didn't write who, but I'm 99% sure that it was Casey because Casey is kind of like a little bitch.
Okay. I fucking hate when people whine. I find it to be like so grating. But the way she said it, I was just like,
I literally wrote in my notes, I just want to party with all Y's, all caps, and
me too.
I wrote in parentheses whiny voice because
I
I
did
wanted to
too.
remember.
I did too. I did too.
That's
Okay, so they
exactly
pull
how
up
she
to
says it.
she said she does. She says it just like that.
Yeah.
They pull up to a cemetery.
Yeah, they're wanting to go to Freddie's job to pick him up, but he's not off work yet. So they go to the cemetery that's next door. It's also called
Yes.
the Resurrection Cemetery. If that's not a little on the nose. Though that is a real name of a lot of cemeteries. I looked it up, which was
Oh,
interesting to me.
yeah, that is interesting.
Probably a Christian thing, I would imagine.
Probably, yes.
Not
They
zombie
turn on their
related.
they turn on their boom box. They got a boom box. I watched this with my cousins, and as soon as the boom box came out, like my cousin was so into it. He's like, "Oh, I remember those." I was like, "Yeah, dude."
I can't even imagine.
Actually,
Like one side of their traps must have been so much stronger than the other, just from like they probably had a dominant side for the boombox, right?
oh, 100%. And also, I was gonna say, me and my like family, my cousins watched this the day after Christmas. Like this was our Christmas movie. We had dinner and then we watched Return of the Living Dead together.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
love that. So
Yeah.
now back inside the facility, we see that Frank and Freddie are waking up and they
Mhm.
are drenched in sweat. Freddie says that he has never smelled anything like that before. Both men are getting sick. Frank runs away to vomit at some point.
Like a
They
lot.
notice
Like he
that
throws
the
up a
bot
lot.
oh, he throws up so much.
Yeah.
They notice that the body in the barrel is gone. And Frank says, well, it melted once it hit the air, which does make sense. It
Sure.
sounds
Kind of, I
believable.
guess.
We see that the butterflies on the wall that were pinned like specimens, their wings are flapping now while Frank and Freddie are
Oh.
talking. It's
Oh,
such a
I
little
missed that.
detail.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
love that. I totally missed it.
They get upstairs and they hear a dog whimpering and panting, and they're like, where's that coming from? Where could it be? I immediately was like, Laura's gonna really not like this.
It's okay. It was only a half dog.
Yeah, it wasn't a full dog, so it was only half sad. But
Oh,
they go to see.
they also point out that it smells like fucking terrible. And
Yeah,
Frank suggests that they spray deodorant spray into the air. And
yeah,
then he starts spraying the air.
yeah. And so they go to find this dog where this sound is coming from. They go to see what's wrong with it because they see it lying on the ground panting. Freddie picks it up and it's one of the split dogs. It is
Mhm.
alive now. It's reanimated. Frank freaks out, tries to kill it. He takes something and starts smashing it on the
Like a
ground. It's
huge piece of wood. Like a
yeah.
massive piece of wood.
Then they hear a person yelling inside the fridge.
Like freaking out.
Yeah, Frank locks it. And then they lock themselves into the office. And of course, they're freaking out. Frank is like on a level 10 the entire time, but it feels
They
so realistic.
Dude, their comedic timing though, it's unmatched.
Yeah.
Like they're the two like comedy, what would you call them? I know we keep saying bumbling idiots, but they're like a duo. Like they're so good together. They're so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
The
Yeah.
comedic duo.
Yeah.
So in the office, Frank and Freddie are arguing. They're freaking out. There's a sign on the wall behind them while they're arguing, and it's set up like one of those eye exams where it looks like you're just supposed to read the letters. They're big and then they get smaller and smaller. I realize I'm like, wait, this says something. If you read it, it says Bert is a slave driver and a cheap son of a bitch who is going bald too. Ha ha.
Bert's the
And
boss, isn't he?
Bert is the boss. When I was watching this back, because this is the first time I've watched it back in a long time in
Yeah.
full, and I forgot that Bert was the boss.
Uh-huh.
So when Frank gets on the phone in a minute and he's like, "Hey, Bert," I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's about the boss."
I totally missed it. I love that you caught that. That's what I'm talking about this movie. It's like all the little things really add up, man. So
I
much
love the
detail.
little things. I love finding the little things. But
Yeah.
yes, Frank decides to call the boss Bert.
Got it.
Now we're back in the
Yes.
cemetery. Trash is sitting with Spider against a tombstone, and she's sitting like legs spread. The camera's like a low POV. All I could think was, oh, this unlocked a fetish for a lot of people. I already know it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. She starts telling like a weird story about men eating her alive as she
The
starts
fantasy.
stripping. Yes, and she starts dancing on the graves and the tombstones. It's fucking wild, and everyone is like cheering her on and circling the grave, and like, yeah, it almost looks like a ritual.
It does look like a ritual. It is
Mhm.
such an iconic scene,
Oh yeah,
probably the most memorable for a lot of people for obvious reasons. Her delivery in this is so, I love it. It's
me
so
too.
over the top, but I also love it. She's like, "Have you ever fantasized?" Like the way she talks about, yeah, all these men surrounding her and biting her and tearing off her clothes. Does that sound like foreshadowing to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, everyone has like their flares lit. They're so hype. I mean, she gets butt ass naked, like hoo ha
Yeah,
out. Okay.
everything. Mhm.
Frontal nudity. I was like, oh my. I clutched my pearls. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, yeah.
I know, me too. I was like, get her, girl.
So back at the facility now, Bert is there. And he is
Okay.
also freaking out.
Can we talk about the addition of Bert? Because I
Yes.
feel like now our whole group is coming together. Like
Yeah.
each of them plays their role so well, and they all
Mhm.
bounce off each other. Like, I mean, the casting in this is just fucking top tier.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Bert is freaking out mostly about the possibility of going to jail right now.
Right? He's like talking about. He's like, maybe we should just get rid of all the evidence. Yeah, let's do that and not tell anyone. And he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? He's like, there's like a guy in the freezer, right? And he's
Yeah.
like, if that's a reanimated body, we'll have to. He shrugs and goes, kill it.
Just got to kill it.
He's like, I remember that's, I remember how they killed zombies in Night of the Living Dead. Like, right? Like it's
Yes.
very meta. Like he's referencing a movie inside a movie, which we love.
Yeah, so even though this isn't technically a sequel, it is in the same world where Night of the Living Dead
Yeah.
exists.
Right, exactly, exactly. And so Bert is like, Bert has now convinced Freddy and Frank that they have to kill the cadaver or the zombie that's in the freezer. But Frank's the one that actually has to do the action of killing him, and he's holding like a big ice pick, right? And
Yeah.
so like visually what's happening here is uh Frank is holding the ice pick, and as he's holding it, he's like whimpering and like sobbing quietly to himself because he's so scared, right?
Yeah.
Like he's so freaked out. He's having such a hard time.
He's so
He's like
good in this
crying.
role.
He's sobbing into the axe. Okay. So then Freddie is like going to open the door. So
I love how
they all
Bert is
have
making them do it. Like, okay, we
and
got to do
that's
it, but you have
exactly
to do
it.
it.
Exactly it. Exactly it. And it ties into what you said earlier about the sign on the wall. That makes sense. Like he's got
Hmm.
people doing his bidding and what he needs them to do, right?
Yeah.
So Freddie is like holding the door handle, and then of course he pulls the door. The zombie goes right for Bert immediately.
Right. Which at first I was like, wait, why would he just go for Bert? He just ran past Frank and Freddy. But
Uh-huh.
probably because if you think about it, Frank and Freddy, you already know we talk about a lot of spoilers. We're talking about the whole plot in this episode. Frank and
Mhm.
Freddy are already dead, right?
Right. Dude, exactly. 100%. 100%. So the zombie goes for Bert. At first, I thought Bert got bit here when I first saw this.
Yeah.
Uh, but Freddie and
You're giving him
Frank
a
get
nickname
this,
now, Frankie.
Frankie, the two of them. Freddie and Frank get the zombie off of him, and Bert hits him in the head with the ice pick, but the zombie still isn't dying. Okay.
Yeah.
So Freddie and Frank are like freaking out. Like they are like at a 10, right? They're just all over the place. And then I want to say it's Bert grabs a saw and starts cutting through the zombie's neck and cuts his head off.
Yes. So just so you have a visual, I think it's a pickaxe they're using. So it's
Uh,
like on a handle, right? And when he swings it down in the back of the zombie's head, who's being held face down, he's now like pinned to the ground, but his eyes are still moving. The prosthetic, the practical effect looks amazing.
yeah.
It's so creepy. His whole body is like jaundice and bald. I don't know. It's just so disturbing. But I think
Yeah.
it's a hacksaw he grabs. Yeah, and just starts sawing away at his head. No blood is coming out because this is a dead body. He's been
Yes.
dead, probably embalmed. So it's so what the hell am I about to say? I was about to say uneasy. That doesn't make sense. It's so gross. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's creepy to watch.
It's creepy to watch, and it's the fact that Bert was just like, "All right, well, we're just gonna saw the head off." Like it's just like, "Oh,
Just
okay, that's what we're
at the
doing
same
now.
time, I'm
We're just
like,
doing this."
yeah.
The
He's
best
like,
is
this is
that
what we gotta do.
Frank is screaming the entire time this is happening. Like he is like I would have to backhand him. We would have to knock him out. He's
Yeah.
just screaming the whole time, but it's not annoying to me. It's actually really fucking funny. Okay? Like it's actually hilarious. And they all start kind of arguing over the zombie not dying from getting a blow to the head, right? Like they're all kind of like discussing that.
Yeah.
And then they tie up the arms and legs of this zombie while the body and the head is still alive. So it's still alive. It hasn't died yet. Okay.
Yeah, the body's running around like knocking shit over, like it's like a
It's
chicken with its head cut off.
it's so funny. It's
And
so
that's what I
great.
mean by Frank being at a 10, but also feeling realistic. Cause yeah, how do you react to this? Like Bert
Yeah,
is very like
exactly.
Bert's locked in, like, okay, we have to solve the problem, which I also get. I imagine we would be like that too, but I
Yeah.
also understand Frank just screaming and crying.
Okay, do you know what it is? You know what this is what it is, okay? We probably would react, right? But we would get it done. Like I don't know. I'm the type of person like I will be like, "Okay, bitch, you've got 10 minutes. Feel everything you need to feel, cry, get mad, whatever the fuck, but once we're done this 10 minutes, boom, we're back on our shit." Like that's how I mentally handle
Yeah.
things, and I feel like that
Yeah.
would be us in this situation.
Yeah, like you scream for a second, you cry, then you're like, all right, now I have to deal with it.
Like me doing the setup today, I think my neighbors heard me.
So yes, they hog tie this body.
Mm,
The head is still moving.
mhm.
Bert says, okay, we need to destroy it completely until there's nothing left. They're also very upset that this didn't work like it did in the movie.
Yeah, which I actually do understand, and I think it's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, if zombies ever take over the earth, I'm going to be using all these movies as a playbook. And it's
Oh,
going to
all
piss
of the
me off.
things.
If a headshot doesn't work, I'm going to be really upset.
I know, I'd be super pissed about it. So they get this idea to burn the body, okay? And
Which makes sense.
there's a crematorium very close because they're right next to a cemetery.
Hmm.
So they're like, you know what? we should probably take the body over to this crematorium, but how the fuck are we gonna do that? Oh, don't worry. Bert's on it. He asks for that bone saw, and he is like done this shit before. Like, there's no way this man has not done this before because he was way too quick to just be
That's
like,
a
hand
good
me that fucking bone saw. I don't
that's a
know.
good
Like,
point, and he does also mention he knows the guy that runs the mortuary, Ernie. He has a
Ernie.
crematorium. Yeah, so,
Ernie.
you know what, that's a good point. He really was like, "Oh, Ernie will take care of it. Give me that bone saw." Like, "Oh, shit."
I know. Are you are you seeing the thumbs up on the screen?
Yes.
You guys, we're doing this remotely, and every time I like go to hold my shoulder, I don't know, I'm just putting my arm somewhere, but it looks like I'm thumbs upping and little thumbs are popping up on the screen.
So that's just a little bonus if you're watching YouTube.
Very excited about this. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that Bert was very confident in just,
That's a good point.
yeah,
So now it is
hacking them
after
up.
9 p.m. It's back on the East Coast in the cemetery with our teens.
Mhm.
One of the girls, I think this was Casey, with the she doesn't have a mohawk. She has like a I don't even know what this hairstyle would be called. It's like it's like I'm doing a motion with my hands. I don't want to say slick back. It's not slick back. It's just like up in like almost like that wig I was just wearing.
I was just gonna say, it kind of looked like the wig you had on.
Yeah, but she has like the
Yeah.
blue and the pink in her hair. So
Hmm.
Casey, she tells Trash she can put her clothes back on because Trash is still walking around naked. So she just
Hmm.
makes like a little comment to her, which makes me think, oh, okay, there is a little bit of animosity within this friend group. Maybe the
Sure.
girls don't really get along.
Yeah.
And Trash is all over suicide
Oh,
at one
Suicide
point.
is such a babbling little fucking pussy. I'm sorry, but he's just like babbling to himself about how cool he is.
And how no one understands him.
Oh, he
And
has mommy issues. Like, hello, you have mommy issues. That is what's wrong with you.
Trash is completely butt ass naked all over him. At one point, she's literally cupping his dick over his
I know,
pants,
and he's like pushing her off. He's like
which he has,
no, no, no. Totally. It's just, you know what it is? It's just the way that they interacted with each other was like
yes.
so off-putting to me. Like,
Yeah. Like,
just the
girl,
way
why?
he was towards her. It was so like shitty and weird.
Yeah. She's throwing herself at him. He pushes her to the side and says, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Have some respect for the dead."
I mean, listen,
Which is
I'm not,
funny.
he's not wrong. Like, I'm
No,
not
they're
fucking in a
both
cemetery. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit. I
yeah,
think that's really disrespectful.
I do
I don't
too.
know.
I
I
think
think that's
dancing
really
on someone's
disrespectful.
tombstone is, a little uncouth, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But
not
also,
not
yeah,
not
like you
cool.
said, their interaction was weird. Like, why are you throwing yourself at him when he's not interested? He's not even paying attention to you. And also, like, I don't know, the way he's just, like, rambling and not noticing almost that she's there until I don't know, it was just very
Well,
weird.
because they probably have had relations before, and
That's
he's
what it seems like
probably
for
like
sure.
he's like a textbook asshole. I mean, I think that that about sums him up.
He's just so cool and no one understands him.
Oh my
So now we
god.
cut to
It's
Ernie.
called emotional immaturity. Okay, suicide. Anyways, let's keep going. So after this weird interaction between Suicide and Trash, they do notice some of the group. I can't remember exactly which one notices this, but we see Freddie and Frank carrying the body to the mortuary. It kind of in the background, and they sort of notice it.
Yeah. And then we cut to Ernie inside the mortuary who is embalming a body. He has his headphones on listening to music while he's doing this. So
It's very
Bert starts
cheerful.
knocking
It's
and
it's cheerful music. It's like
it's
super
very
cheerful,
cheerful
happy
music.
music. Yeah.
Bert is knocking. Ernie can't hear him. So now Bert just lets himself in. He taps Ernie's shoulder and Ernie whips out a gun and points it at Bert. Like the reflexes on Ernie. I was like, damn, okay.
He's Loomis. He has got Loomis's instincts,
He
man.
does. He has Loomis vibes. So Ernie starts explaining to Bert how you can work rigor mortis out of the muscle. He's just like, oh, hey, didn't know it was you. Haha. And then just starts going on and on about this body. He starts like massaging this cadaver. Bert is very roundabout about it, but he does start asking Ernie for a favor.
He's like buddying up to him.
Yeah. Then he lets Frank and Freddie in carrying something on a stretcher with a tarp over it. Ernie is not happy about this. He's like, you can't just let people in here.
Mm-hmm.
They remove the tarp and there's a bunch of separate bags and they're all moving. A
Okay.
bunch of little
Okay.
garbage bags.
But Bert tells Ernie that they are rabid weasels.
Like, where why weasels? Like, where would you even maybe he's like, "Okay, if we say weasels, it's such an odd thing to say, he'll think that it's real."
Yeah, and they won't want to open the bags maybe. I don't know, but basically he's basically telling Ernie that they need to burn these rabid weasels, and Ernie is like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like you're burning animals alive? Like maybe we should take them out back and kill them first."
Right,
And
I know. He's like,
he
"That's
wants to shoot
cruel."
that gun so bad, AK.
I
Like he is
know.
like, "I've got it. I'm locked and loaded. I want to shoot this gun."
Yeah, Ernie wants it. He's like, "Take them to the pound." Like, I don't do that here. And also that's
Yeah.
cruel. Like, just shoot them, I guess. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, that's better than burning them alive. But so Bert's like, "Okay, I have to tell you, it's not really weasels on the back." And then he shows Ernie one of the arms, which of course is still moving. It falls onto the ground. It ends up grabbing Ernie's leg. Of course, Ernie starts freaking out. They end
Yeah.
up getting it off of him, but it's like gripping his ankle.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to the cemetery. Chuck, the one in the suit, is hitting on Casey, who is not having it.
Mhm.
Tina mentions something about her watch not working, and they're still waiting for Freddie to get off work. So she's going to go across the street to the medical facility to look for Freddie to see if he's
Mhm.
done with work. Now,
They all look like they're not having a very good time. Like they all look like they're kind of bored.
yeah, like okay, they drank, trash dance
Mhm.
naked, and now they're just kind of like, okay, like
Yeah.
our alcohol's gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
So now we see Bert and the gang back at the mortuary with Ernie. Ernie's basically asking them, if I do this for you, what are you going to do for me? So he wants a favor in return. Nothing is
Yes. And
verbalized here in terms of what he's going to do, but Ernie's like,
right.
all right, let's get rid of this.
I really liked Ernie's like initiative here because you can see the kind of wheels turning. Like he's like, this is huge ask, but if this is a huge ask, I can probably, get a huge ask in return.
Oh, yeah, this is not just like a little favor you're doing for someone.
Yeah, and I mean, he like cuts his pant leg all the way off, and when before he does it, and he's like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
And he doesn't know, like, yeah, it's obvious he doesn't know what he wants in return, but he's definitely putting that in his back pocket. The
Yeah.
dialogue here, though, is just like it's top tier. I feel
Hmm.
like I feel like you could make quotes of this entire film,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure. So they load up all these bags, they put them in the fire.
Oh, also, Freddie and Frank looking real rough. They are looking a little bit rough at this point.
They are
Real
just,
tired,
yeah,
gray. Yeah, they're looking a little rough.
gradually getting worse and worse. So Bert says, we don't even want the ashes to remain. Because Ernie's telling them, I'm going to burn them to ashes. We don't even want the ashes to remain. So Ernie says, I'll turn it up even higher and we'll burn those too. I don't think that's actually possible to do. There's always going to be something left over. I
I have
tried
no
to look
idea.
into it. And from what I understand, if you cremate someone, usually there are fragments of bone and things left over. I don't
Oh,
think you
yeah.
can burn that to nothing.
I feel like I've seen that on Forensic Files when they're like trying to, solve a cold case
Yeah.
or whatever.
So as they're cremating the remains, all the smoke is coming out of the chimney. All the chemicals, just like before, start going up into the air now. And then it
Oh,
starts raining.
it's the 2,4,5 trioxin smoky
Yes.
gas that is going up into the fucking atmosphere out of the chimney.
Yep. And it almost looks like it
Oh,
triggers a storm.
and the music kicks in, buddy. The fucking
Oh,
music comes back on and the lightning strikes, baby. Woo!
yeah. It starts raining. It's sending all those chemicals, all the trioxin back down into the ground. Did we mention the 2,4,5 trioxin is a made up chemical for this movie? Because that is
Oh,
a
we
frequent
haven't.
question.
Oh, we have not mentioned it. It is
It
made
is
up.
made up,
Okay.
but it's now in this movie going back into the ground, into that cemetery across the street.
What a great concept. I just love the whole idea behind it. And also,
Yeah.
do you remember when acid rain was like a thing? Like we were all really worried about it. That was like a real thing.
Okay.
I was
But
very scared of it.
acid rain is a real thing. But yeah, I feel like no one talks about it anymore. Like that was a
No,
fear
it
before,
was a
but not.
huge fear in the 80s and 90s for sure.
Yeah. It is a real
Yeah.
thing that really it does happen.
Yeah.
And it does have to do with like pollution.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
also
why
want
we
to
were all so
say
scared of it.
it is scary. The
Yeah.
music playing has a bell in it at this point that sounds like almost like the Taco Bell bell, but also like Undertaker is about to make his entrance.
Listen, I like both.
Why not both?
Hmm.
And of course, the kids are getting rained on now and it hurts. Acid rain is burning their skin, especially Trash who is naked.
Yikes.
And they get back to the car, and of course, the car won't start.
Oh, yes. Okay, also, can we talk about how uh Fred, Freddie, and Frank are getting like sicker and sicker and sicker, and now they have fevers and they're nauseous and they're weak
Yeah,
and they're tired, and they now confess that they were knocked out by the gas
yeah,
because they haven't really said anything about that. They haven't really said anything to anyone, and Bert helps Frank up and he loses it and runs outside because like Frank is having a really hard time. He like collapses. Like he can barely even stand at this point.
yeah,
Um and he's like freaking out and he's covering his mouth and he's just like, yeah, he's having a hard time. They both are. All of them are. So
yeah.
they're
They're
going to call
giving
the
you
paramedics, right? Like
right.
Ernie goes over to the phone to call the paramedics. And I thought even here they do a good job even though this is like a funny movie. They do a good job of like building tension because you're just waiting for like someone to come through that window or someone to bust through the door.
Yeah,
Like you're just like waiting for a zombie to like jump in.
yeah. And when Ernie's calling the paramedics, he just tells them he has two men that have been poisoned. He doesn't really know what
Right.
else to
And
tell them.
he does it so calmly. Like
Mhm,
this situation is insane. And I just love it that some of the characters will like, it's like crazy and then they just like compose themselves.
mhm.
You know, kind of like how I did before we started the episode. Uh,
So we kind of go back and forth here, right? Tina's in the
mhm.
medical facility. The kids are trying to get the car started. It won't start. At one point, the roof of their drop top that they tried to put up, a hole rips in it, and now they're all getting rained on in the car.
Yep.
We
Oof.
pan across to the cemetery. You can hear it moaning and pounding on the caskets underground. It's just
Dude.
panning across the cemetery, but you know what it is. And then the
Yo.
bodies start crawling through the dirt.
It
Tina,
reminded me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Buffy had to like claw out of her casket when she was dead and they resurrected her. She had to
oh,
fight to get out
okay.
of the casket and climb out of the ground.
I still
Horrifying.
need to start that series.
Yeah, we
We
should do it
should.
for a Patreon. That should be one of our Patreon things. We could do like a watch whatever, you know?
A watch, whatever. Yeah. No, that
Maybe
sounds fun.
put it on the list of things.
Yeah. Put it on the list. We have a long list.
We'd have a
So
really long
Tina
list.
is looking through the medical facility for Freddie. There's no one
Okay,
there.
also, but hold on a second. Did you I know you said something about a roof in the car. I thought suicide was the one that like busted the roof. Did he or no?
Oh, if he did, I missed that. I thought it just ripped from all the rain, the acid rain.
Oh, I don't know why in my notes I wrote that he did it. Maybe it's
He
just because
might
I thought he
have.
was an
Maybe I missed
asshole.
that little detail.
I don't know. Or I don't know. I could just be projecting.
You just imagine him like punching
Yeah,
through
right?
it.
Like
He also
punching
looks
through.
like he would do that, so possibly.
Yeah.
So Tina is looking for Freddie. She finds the empty caster downstairs, the barrel, and
Dude,
out
her
of the
outfit,
corner,
yo, just her outfit is so brutal. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I know this
Tina,
was a build up to Tarman, but like I was so distracted by what she was wearing.
it's like
Like
a
it's
frilly dress, right?
no, it's like weird pants.
Tina,
Yes. So Tina is like looking in this factory for Freddie, right? She makes her way to the basement. Can I just say that her outfit is such a travesty? Like, it is so bad. And I feel so bad for her. Like, I'm like, this is what they put you in? Those pants? They're fucking horrifying. I
she's
couldn't
wearing
stop
like these
looking at them.
white, I don't even know how to describe them. They're a little
Like
baggy, but not really.
parachutey, like kind of
Okay.
parachutey, but not. Like, they're just really unflattering. And
This
like
pink
like a
belt,
weird size. Yeah.
yeah, like this button-up blouse, a striped blouse. She looks like she's going on a yacht.
Yeah. For in the 80s.
In the 80s. That's why I
Yeah.
wrote she looked preppy to me.
Yeah.
Uh, a little different than the rest of the group, but she also looks so much like, oh, this was such late 80s, early 90s. You said you never watched Nothing But Trouble, right? The movie with
Mm-mm.
Demi Moore and okay, because I feel like they kind of dress like this in that movie too.
Okay.
And it's such of the time for sure. Like someone
Yeah.
who's a little more affluent.
Affluent. Yeah. Hmm.
But Tina gets downstairs, she finds the empty caster, the barrel, and out of the corner appears a slimy, disgusting Tarman.
Look at
And
our
he is saying,
guy. Look at our
oh, the little
guy.
pumpkin version. Laura showing her figures if you're watching the YouTube. The
I
YouTube.
have a lot. I think I have like 10 or 12 Tarman. I have a lot of
I
them.
have the shirt that I'm wearing that I love so much, and I have the one picture that we got from that store we went to in Michigan, and
Oh
it's on the
yeah.
background in my downstairs.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
he is saying, brains.
Brains. I almost wore it. I have a crew neck that says more brains on it.
This is so random, but there was, I mean, maybe it's not random, it's actually on topic, but it's about wrestling. There was a
Hmm.
time in my early career, I want to say like 2010s, probably 2010 actually, where I liked to I didn't buy my first set of real gear until I went to TNA. And so
Okay.
I would just kind of buy clothes from the stripper store and like
I
and
did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like makeshift
We
them.
all
You know,
did.
you go to Hot
Yeah.
Topic, you go to what you just put things together that you can and you kind of like alter them yourself. So
Hmm.
I went through this phase where I was wrestling in Ohio and I would cut up t-shirts. Remember cutting up t-shirts in different designs and like braiding them up and stuff?
I still love it. Yes.
The chokehold that shit had on me. There is one show for MCW in Massillon, Ohio. I want to say 2010. I have pictures of it. It's so tragic. I had this pink shirt that had like neon writing on it that said like something about zombies loving brains. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know what I was thinking, but I liked the shirt. I cut it up and wore that as my gear with just a regular pair of black shorts, like
Okay,
little hot
but
pants.
that's kind of iconic.
I
I
have
love
to
it.
post pictures of it. It's so bad. I'm like, I only did it once, but I was like, what was I thinking? And it's
Oh.
so funny to think about now because brains and zombies eating brains came from this movie. Return of the Living
Mm.
Dead added that to the zombie lore. That didn't happen in Night of the Living Dead. That didn't happen in other ghoul movies, quote unquote,
Mhm. Mhm.
until Return of the Living Dead.
I love that, and we will find out eventually why they love brains so much.
Yes.
Mhm.
Tarman here, if you have never seen him, I implore you to Google him. However, he looks like he is covered in black slime, hence the name
Mhm.
Tarman, right?
Mhm.
He looks like one of the scariest episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? There's an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark called The Tale of the Dead Man's Float. It is
Oh,
I
I remember.
it is
I
the
remember.
scariest episode. I think it's the scariest episode. The way the skeleton, it's the skeleton, the slimy skeleton of it all. When he comes out of the water in that episode and he is like a red version of Tarman. It is
Mhm.
terrifying.
Yeah,
And that's why I am who I am today, because I was watching that as a kid.
me too. Same.
So Tina tries going up the stairs. She falls through because remember, that third step is a bitch.
Mhm.
Now she's hiding in the closet.
Okay, I wrote in my notes, Tarman is slimy, but he's not stupid because
Yes,
he ain't
okay.
stupid.
No, one thing that they did in this movie was they gave the zombies some type of agency, some type
Agency.
of
Mhm.
memory of how things work. They can still use their brains and they can still, ironically, no pun intended, and they can strategize because Tarman starts setting up a contraption with a chain to try to pry this closet door open. And I was like, oh, they know what they're doing. That's even more terrifying. They're not just coming forward mindless.
Right. Exactly. No, no, no. They can talk, they have memories, and they have agency. Very different.
Yes, which is not what we saw in Night of the Living Dead. Except
No.
in Night of the Living Dead, they did grab bricks. That surprised me in that movie because I really pictured them just being completely mindless.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. I mean, I feel like the whole zombie lore has evolved quite a bit. I'm not a huge zombie person, at least I wasn't, but Return of the Living Dead to me is a different type of zombie. I don't know. The Romero movies and this I love. I think it's modern zombie movies. I just have no desire to watch at all.
It
Besides
depends.
besides Train to Busan, Busan, that was amazing. But other than that,
There are a lot of good ones I can recommend to you, but yeah, it depends. It's similar to the vampire lore, everyone kind of adds their own thing to it and sometimes I love
yeah,
it and sometimes I'm like, I could do
right.
without that element.
Yeah. But I think they do it well here. I mean, they do it amazing.
Oh yeah, I like that they can talk and we're going to get to some of the things that they say which I thought was so funny and I'm sure you
Mhm.
did too. But the kids are now all in the facility as well because the roof broke on their drop top. So they go down to the basement just in time to find Tarman pry the closet door open. Tarman
Uh-huh.
grabs Suicide and takes
I
a
love it.
chunk out of his head,
Hell
just
yes.
yelling, brains.
Brains. I love it so
So
much. He's
Suicide
the
is
best.
dead, ironically, not by suicide. And now the medics arrive at the crematorium. They're asking about how Frank and Freddie might have been poisoned. That's your first
Okay,
question.
Okay, Freddie looks so bad, and Frank is shivering. Like, he is shivering. He looks so rough. Like, they both of them just look like they're dead. Legit.
Yeah, they are turning gray. I know I mentioned in Night of the Living Dead, they're gray. They're all gray. But they really are turning gray in this one. This one is not black and white.
Yeah.
And of course, Bert is being vague. He's like, I don't know. They're just poisoned. And they're
Yeah,
not.
he was kind of like, it came from a tank. Like,
Yeah,
he just doesn't know. He's kind of giving up excuses. He doesn't really
right.
know.
He also
And
doesn't
then
really know.
he doesn't. No. Exactly. He doesn't really know. The paramedics try to listen to Frank and Freddie's heartbeats, and then they realize neither one of them has a heartbeat or a pulse or blood pressure. And they kind of converse with themselves about this. Like, they're kind of like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? And they can see pretty quickly that shit is not right.
Yeah,
They definitely look dead, and they're 70 degrees. They're room
which
temperature.
they should be dead at that point.
Yeah. You don't want to
Frank
be room temperature. It's not a good thing. Mm-mm.
Frank is so extra. He is doing like a coffin pose with his hand at one point. Like he's already dead. I'm like, Frank, what are you doing? I love
I
him.
love Frank. He's the best. Yeah.
So now we cut back to the teens who are panicking. Tina tells them that Freddy isn't even there, so they bolt it back to the cemetery.
Mhm.
Here we see a skeleton rise from a grave slowly. It opens its eyes, which it has like what, like skeletal eyelids? I don't know. And it still has eyeballs, which I will forgive because the song that they're playing is great. It is still such a great scene.
So good.
All these bodies start rising from the grave. Also, they used a lot of real skeletons in this movie. I'm not exactly sure if that one in particular was real, but it very well could have been because buying real skeletons was way cheaper, especially in the 80s. It was a very popular thing to do back in the day than to get a fake one made.
Whoa. I love that. That's such a good tidbit.
Yeah, Trash is not enthused as she thought she would be. She is screaming, she is crying.
Oh, she's struggling too.
She
She's
said
really
this is what she
struggling.
wanted, but now that it's happening, she's realizing maybe this isn't so fun to be surrounded by a bunch of undead men who are presumably ripping her apart. We don't exactly see it happen, but they all surround her and she's ambushed and she's gone.
Yikes.
RIP Trash.
So the paramedics tell Freddie and Frank that they're technically not alive, but you're awake. So, like they're just like they're not really sure what the fuck is going on, and you can kind of see that they're like freaking out to each other, right? And then they hear the teens at the front door. So Bert just asks what the fuck they want. He's like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck do they want?" Right? Ernie opens the front door to the teens with his gun drawn, like he is Loomis. He is ready to fucking roll, man.
He
Okay?
says, "Are you on PCP?" It's so funny.
Immediately. Are you crazy? Are you on PCP? I loved it so good. The teens are trying to tell Ernie to listen to the dead people screaming outside. Okay, the zombies, the brains, right? Yelling things.
So the EMTs go to call this in because they hear something is going on out there, someone is in trouble. When Jerry, he does get called Jerry at one point. I didn't catch the other EMT's name, but when Jerry turns on the headlights, a shit ton of zombies are standing in front of the vehicle. They open the door and they devour him. Poor
Yeah.
Jerry, RIP. And then the
Yeah.
other guy comes around, the other EMT, and he gets swarmed.
Mm-hmm.
So now we see that Chuck and Casey are inside that medical facility. They get to the office and they start calling the police, but a zombie busts through the window and rips the phone out of the wall. So he's like, "You
Uh-huh.
ain't calling nobody." So these zombies are smarter. Chuck and
Yeah.
Casey do get away though. And then meanwhile, Tina has been reunited with her boyfriend Freddie, and she is very concerned that he is fucking gray, as she
Very
should be.
gray. Yeah, very gray, very dead.
Ernie tries to go outside. He sees the medics being eaten, so he
Uh-huh.
runs back inside crying. And then we
Yeah.
find out that Ernie's phone is dead as well. So the
Yes.
zombies start reaching through his front door. Ernie's shooting at them, wasting bullets. Like it's just their
Yes.
arms, and he's just shooting. Which I
Yeah.
guess he's panicking, but you're wasting your
Yeah,
bullets.
he's panicking for sure. Yeah.
They get this giant, like, I want to call it a shelf, an armoire. I don't know what it is. It's
Oh.
this gigantic piece of furniture.
Oh, to barricade because they start
Yeah, to
barricading
barricade the
all the
door.
they start barricading the doors in the what is it called?
The crematorium.
Yeah, crematorium, but isn't it called something else? A monastery? Is that what it's called? A
The
monastery?
mortuary?
Mortuary, that's
The
the word. I'm like, "What?" And I'm like,
monastery.
"I know there's a word," and
You
I'm
know
like, for
what?
some
Ernie
reason
could be he looks like he could play a priest too, so
So then, they barricade with some shit, right? And they're, like, fighting off the zombies. We cut to a zombie outside the ambulance, and he hears the radio, right? There's some kind of dispatcher on the
yeah.
radio. He grabs it, and he tells the dispatch to send more paramedics.
I was dying. Send more paramedics. So not only can they talk, they can also strategize.
Yep, sure can.
So the guys are boarding up the doors and the windows, whatever that they can board up. And Tina's trying to console Freddie, who is crying and saying, "It hurts," which is horrifying.
Oh, yeah, because
Spider,
he's starting to get rigor mortis here. They both
yeah, he's
are.
starting to get rigor mortis.
Yeah.
Spider forces Bert to tell them what's going on. So he does. He tells them about the 2,4,5 trioxin.
Mhm,
Freddie says he's freezing and all his muscles are stiffening up.
mhm.
So Ernie lifts him up. Freddie is screaming in pain here.
Because
It's
he starts
hard to
cracking
watch.
and breaking and like, ooh,
Yeah, Freddie has a huge bruise on his back, and Ernie says that's blood pooling up. And honestly, it looks like rigor mortis is setting in. And of
yikes.
course, they all start freaking out. Imagine being told that, like, hey, just so you know, you're going to
No,
experience this while you can feel it. Terrifying.
no, it's terrifying.
Freddie is crying. Then they hear sirens. We see new paramedics coming for the door. They're trying to tell the paramedics, don't come in here, don't come in here. It's too late. The zombies
Hmm.
swarm them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now,
Nobody's
Mora
safe.
trying to break in, they start hitting the zombies' arms with weapons again, trying to keep them out.
Mm,
A completely skeletal zombie grabs Scuzz's arm, pulls him through the window, bites his head. The guys are able to pull Skulls back into the building, and half of the zombie comes with him,
yep.
and he's dead. Good riddance.
Yeah.
So
See ya.
they tie up this skeletal zombie torso to the medical table. This is one of the most memorable scenes for me. This and
Oh,
Trash, I
dude.
think, and
Dude,
Tarman,
I
of course.
love this scene. I actually was gonna wear a t-shirt that has her on it, and I at the last second switched to this
Oh,
one.
I want one.
I
So
love
she
her.
can also talk to them. And
I
so that
felt
they
so
ask her
sad.
questions.
Didn't you
Yeah.
feel sad watching this? I felt
Yeah.
so fucking sad, man.
Because they ask her, "Why do you eat people?" And she says, "Not people, brains." By the way, her voice the whole time is like, "Not people," like that. It's very drawn out, but I'm not going to do that for this whole thing. But she says, "Not people, brains." And they ask why. And she says, "The pain of being dead." So that's an element that they added to this movie that was different from Night of the Living Dead,
Yeah.
where they're not just coming for flesh, they're coming for brains. And it's for a reason because that's the only thing that takes the pain away for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's like taking Advil for zombies, man. Helps
Taking
them.
Advil.
It
Sorry,
helps
you're my
them.
Advil,
Okay, can
and
I
you
also
gotta die.
can I tell you like a really gross tidbit?
Yes.
So Dan O'Bannon. Oh god. Okay, so some of the extras were paid bonus to eat real calf brains in the film. And Dan O'Bannon ate some of the raw calf brains in front of them just to like show, like, I wouldn't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do.
Uh-huh.
No way.
That's
That's
wild.
crazy. As an
Okay,
extra? Bro, you're just an extra?
what is the
I'm
bonus
not just
here?
an extra, but I'm saying like as an extra, you don't make the same amount of money as a fucking principal or a
Right.
co-star, right? So
That's why I wanna know, what is the bonus here? How much are we talking?
are you like featured extra?
Right, can
Like,
I at
I
least
don't
be
know.
featured?
That's like, yeah, that's pretty
We found
crazy.
out that they did that in Night of the Living Dead as well. They were eating real animal organs. They didn't have a lot of the prosthetic, um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, probably they didn't have the budget to, get
Yes,
all of that like
yes.
fake looking, fake stuff that looks real. They just can't afford it.
So this half skeleton on the table, she has hair still. She's like a completely gray skeleton, but almost looks like muddy, probably because she came out of the mud. And
Yeah.
she also has intact eyeballs.
Okay, she also has her spine still attached and it straight up looks like a little fucking tail and it
It
keeps like
is. It's
wiggling
wiggling.
around. It's
Yeah.
wiggling. It looks so nasty. I couldn't even I couldn't look at it.
So
It's
this
just
was
was
an
creeping me out.
animatronic puppet that they used for
Mm.
this effect. And it looks so cool. It looks so
It looks
gross.
so
I love
cool.
her.
Yeah.
So Bert is telling, oh my gosh, Bert and Ernie. That just registered to me. Their names are Bert and Ernie.
I did not get that until right this second.
Same. As I was reading, Bert is telling Ernie. Okay,
Wow.
I don't know if that was a
Okay.
nod to Sesame Street or not, but Bert is telling. Wait, when did Sesame Street start? That's okay. We can look at that later. Bert is
Mhm.
telling Ernie and Spider that the only way to kill them is to burn them until there's nothing left. But Ernie and Spider don't understand how they're going to burn all of them because now there's dozens, if not hundreds, right? You can't
Like a
just take
lot.
all of them.
Yeah.
We cut back to the cemetery and zombie trash is emerging from the mud. She was turned and
Yes.
we never get a fully clear look at her. And I wish we did because I was actually looking for one for the thumbnail. You see
Mhm.
her in flashes, but she looks so fucking cool.
She looks so cool. I was gonna say she looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, there's like a guy passing her on the street. He sees her walking toward him. She is still butt ass naked, gray hoo ha out, and she takes a chunk out of him. But we just see her for a moment, like leap out of nowhere, off frame, and bite his neck.
It's so satisfying, man.
Also, for a lot of these scenes, Linnea Quigley had to wear a prosthetic to cover her vagina so that it
Mhm.
wasn't a full nude effect. It was almost like a Barbie doll effect. So you couldn't
And she was
see.
cool with it. She was cool with, like, being totally naked, but they were like, "No, no, no, we
It
gotta
was more
cover
about
up
the
here."
ratings. And
Yeah.
if she didn't do that, plus I that might have been the main reason why it might have been rated X. So they didn't want that.
Oh,
They wanted
for
to make
sure.
sure that it wasn't going to be rated X, which is so
100%.
funny. Like it's also it's the same concept with nipples. Like, wait, you can show a massive breast as long as you cover the areola, it's okay. Like you're already seeing the whole thing.
It's so stupid, and
It's
honestly,
so
like, guys walk
stupid.
around without their shirts on. Who fucking cares?
No, for real. I hate that so much. Free the nip. Okay, anyway.
Free that net, baby. Free it.
Chuck and Casey are in the medical facility. Casey is crying. We just kind of we keep going back and forth, right? Like they're separated, they're isolated from the rest of the group. Bert is telling Tina they need to lock up Frank and Freddie to contain them until they can figure out what's going on.
Oh,
Tina
yeah,
is
for sure,
pissed.
because well, because they could be zombies, or they have no idea what the fuck is going on with them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
clearly there something is happening and we see what's happening outside, so we don't want, yeah, it's common sense, but Tina doesn't want that because she's just worried about Freddie. The guys
Yeah.
insist. So Frank and Freddie are screaming bloody murder. They're in so much pain from being moved. And I like how they're using this almost to explain why the zombies are always moaning.
Yeah,
Like they're
because
in
they're in
pain.
pain. It makes sense. I think that's great lore. I think it's
Yeah.
really, really great lore. Yeah.
So they bring the men into the chapel. Tina insists on staying with Freddie. I'm like, girl, look, I know this is your man, but he's kind of not anymore, you know? That's
Mhm.
not him anymore. But the
Yeah.
police are showing up. They see two paramedic vehicles. They find the paramedic with his brains literally out. One
Yeah.
cop sees the zombies and ironically tells them, freeze or I'll blow your fucking brains out. He
You know,
gets
but
swarmed.
and like this is scary. Like this is the part of the film where like shit starts to get to me anyways. It starts to get a little more real, a little bit scarier.
Yeah,
And
because
I feel
no, go ahead,
say it
sorry.
again. No, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was gonna say because nothing is working. Like they seem unstoppable.
Yeah.
Everyone that comes is getting killed.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes a good horror comedy is like the horror, like the characters are going through hell. It's
Hmm.
not fun for them, but the humor is obviously there, and I think
Yeah,
it lands harder because the scary stuff is scary.
yeah. I never
Yeah.
thought about this as a horror comedy. I would say it feels like a horror with comedic elements.
Really? Oh, I
You know what I
love
mean?
that. Yeah, I
Like
mean, like, to me, it's very horror comedy, but yeah, like, because they balance it out so well, like,
because they do
really
the
well.
horror so well. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now another zombie calls dispatch after the police are dead and says, "Send more cops."
Send more cops. We're hungry. We need brains.
So Freddie is basically dying now in Tina's arms back in the chapel. And when he
Sad.
dies, you can see the moment it happens because his demeanor changes. Like he's in pain, he's crying, and then all of a sudden his face kind of goes blank. And he says, I can finally see one thing will end my suffering. Guess what it is, everyone? It's brains.
Ding, ding, ding.
So now he's foaming at the mouth, chasing Tina around this room. Bert and Spider and Ernie come back in. They're able to attack Freddie. They don't notice that Frank escapes out the door during all of this. And
Mhm.
Ernie throws acid or something onto Freddie, right? They lock him in the room. I didn't catch what they threw on him, but it was some type of acid. It burned his face.
It was enough to get him to, like, kind of move
Yeah,
back.
I mean, they're
It
in a
stunned
mortuary,
him.
so Ernie has a lot of chemicals on hand.
Probably some kind of acid, yeah.
Yeah. Spider starts crying and becoming hysterical, and Ernie slaps him twice. I don't know why, I just think that's so funny. When someone's crying and your response is to slap the shit out of them.
Well, it's like that slapstick comedy. Like that's why I think they just do these bits so well.
Yeah,
Cuz they're familiar, right? They're
right.
familiar bits that they just do so well.
Yeah. They notice Freddy is starting to bust through the door because they locked him in there. So they start blocking it with a pew, like the church
Oh
bench.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Ernie's foot gets broken in the commotion, and while he's trying to tend to it, Freddy does break out. Bert is going to make a run for it outside to try to get to the police car because it's still running. So Ernie goes, right before he goes out the door, Ernie says to Bert, "You know that favor you owe me? Watch your ass out there." It was so dramatic. I thought that was funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you could ask for a way better favor than that. You should hold on to that, actually.
Oh, I would have that in my pocket for a long fucking
Yeah,
time, man. I'm gonna call it in when I need it, baby.
right. But Bert and Spider now run through the zombies, knocking them out with pipes. Bert starts driving away, and Tina inside with Ernie is screaming, "They left us! They left us!" And Ernie is like, "They had to." So in the
Yes.
car with Spider and Bert, they're running over hordes of zombies.
Oh
And
yeah, they're just
Spider,
taking him out.
yeah, taking them out. And Spider is also saying, "We can't leave them." And Bert is telling Spider, "We have to go get help. Like, we have to
We
send
have
back
to.
help. Like, what are we going to do?"
Yeah.
So they get out of the crematorium, and there are so many zombies even on the streets now. So it's not just contained to the cemetery.
Right. They're
Bert
everywhere now.
crashes into the medical facility, and they get in and find Chuck and Casey, who are there crying.
Yeah.
We go back to Freddy. We see that he is still rampaging, and now he has like his eyes are all torn up, like acid has just destroyed his face. Frank, the scene is really sad. Frank realizes what is happening to him. So he starts the incinerator in the
Oh my
crematorium.
gosh. This scene, like
Mhm.
I did not expect to get like weepy. I got teary-eyed. I love
Yeah.
Frank so much. And I was
Yeah.
like, and it just goes to show he's this bumbling fucking idiot. He does a lot of questionable shit in this movie, but who he is as a person, the
Mhm.
fact that he's willing to end his life like that, one, obviously he doesn't want to suffer, but two, I'm sure he doesn't want to fucking eat anyone. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, he sees what's happening to
Yeah.
Freddie and also to the rest of them. So he starts the incinerator. He takes off his wedding ring and kisses it. I feel like that part really made me emotional
That
because
killed me.
he's still human. Yeah, he's still human and he's
Yes.
thinking about his wife. Like that
Can you
got me. I
imagine
was
how
like,
scary that is to climb into? And that's like Thanksgiving. That's like being burned. No, I can't. That is one of my worst
yeah.
fears. I can't. I can't even fucking think about it.
He kisses the ring. He says, "Forgive me." I'm assuming he's talking to his wife, really, not even like
Mhm.
a deity. And he climbs into the fire, shutting the door behind him. And all you can hear are his screams. It's
It's
horrible.
sad. It's so
But it's such
sad.
a good part of this movie because it makes you feel something. It's not just like, oh,
Yeah.
chaos. I love that they slow down the chaos for a second to give you something
Yes.
sentimental and something emotional.
And they bring the humanity back, right? Like,
Yes.
we're getting all these like funny zombie moments, but like these are people that are
Mhm.
experiencing these horrific things. And they
Yeah,
do such a good job balancing that out?
for sure. Now more police are arriving and they're being attacked by the zombies left and right. And now there's a chopper surrounding the place, a helicopter. And Bert wants to go to the basement to get to the phone, but they know that Tarman is down there because they're back at the medical facility, right? So Ernie and Tina are in the attic of the crematorium, and Freddie's trying to break through and get them. Freddie is telling Tina, "I know you're up there because I can smell your brains," which I was like, ew, that feels so violating for some
It really
reason.
does. It really does. Yeah.
He says, "I love you and you've got to let me eat your brains." So I don't know if you remember, I asked you this in a different zombie movie, and I still don't know which movie it is because I haven't looked it up, but I think it might be the sequel to this,
Okay.
where there's a girlfriend who lets her boyfriend eat her brains. Like she just is like, "Okay, you can," because she loves him so much. I thought it was going to happen here while I was watching this movie. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is it." It's not, just so you know,
Yeah.
but I think it might be
Yeah.
one of the sequels. I'm gonna find it. But
Okay, can you?
anyway,
Because I mean, I don't remember it in one of the sequels, but also I maybe I don't
yeah.
remember.
How he was the dialogue here made me think this was it and it was leading up to it.
Huh.
But he's like, "If you love me, you'll let me eat your brains." Now back at the facility, the medical facility, Bert lures Tarman through a door and knocks his freaking block off. literally just whack, knocks his head off. I know you're
Poor
sad about it. You're like,
Tarman.
Tarman.
I know. I'm like, that's my guy.
He is also so terrifying that I didn't feel sad about it. I felt like relieved, but also I love Tarman, but he is so scary.
No, he's scary, but he's all over my house. So I feel like sentimental
He's
towards
one of
him.
your
I know you get
friends.
it. Yeah, he's my buddy.
So they do get to the basement and they see suicide on the ground. Spider tells Bert, that's our friend. Tarman got him. This is the first scene they actually refer to Tarman by that name.
Tarman.
So they do, it's not just something that became his name over time. They do call him Tarman in the movie. And now Bert is able to get the phone. He calls the police and the sergeant is like, "What the hell is going on in there?" Like he knows something's happening, but they they haven't been able to reach anyone, right?
Right.
Then all of the police officers on the phone by the chief get attacked. So the
Yeah.
zombies are breaking through the barricades that the police had set up. Now they're putting Bert through to Colonel Glover. That's his name, the guy from the beginning, that the asshole from the beginning of the movie.
Glover. Okay.
He starts asking a bunch of questions. He's taking notes. He woke Colonel Glover up out of a dead sleep. He's on the Pacific coast, remember. His wife is sitting up. This is when I was like, okay, they're for sure married because they're sleeping in bed together. I thought
Yeah.
Ethel just looked older than him, but whatever, maybe,
It was also the 80s, and I feel like people looked older in the 80s.
that's true. But she's sitting up, literally clutching her nightgown, closed at the neck, like, you know. She
Hmm.
doesn't even know what's being said, but she's just worried about it because she knows that
Well,
shit is probably going down.
yeah, and if a phone call in the middle of the night looks pretty serious
It's
too,
always
right?
scary.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I would shit my pants. If any of my like family or friends was calling me in the middle of the night, I would
Dude,
immediately be so stressed out.
same. I would just immediately, I'd be like, Who
Yeah.
died?"
But Colonel Glover goes to his station in his house. He has like a station set up and he gets on the phone with some higher up who is telling him that he tells this person they found the Easter eggs, but the problem is they've hatched. So that's their code for these barrels.
Yeah,
He calls into the military and they literally send a fucking bomb to blow up the place.
dude, that's
I
their
wrote
solution.
in all caps for some reason. I wrote LMAO and then I wrote terrifying, but LMAO.
Well, that's their solution. You know what? Fuck it, just bomb it. What?
And then
What?
Colonel, like I understand, but it's also I don't,
There are people
like,
there though. They have no idea what's going on. There could be human beings involved. You know what I mean?
and they don't care.
They
Like
don't care.
Colonel Glover straight up says less than 4,000 dead. Great job. Like, oh, that was a low number. 4,000?
Fucking
Like that,
gross,
it's so
man.
scary. It's so fucking
Yeah.
scary, actually. That part is
Yeah, it's
like
terrifying.
maybe the most scary part of this movie
Yeah.
because it feels a little real.
I was gonna say,
And
it feels kind of realistic.
yes, and there are fires everywhere. And he goes, "Don't worry about the fires. The rain will wash everything away." We know what happens when it rains and there's 2,4,5 trioxin in the air. So now we see the rain seeping into the ground in all of these cemeteries around the world, probably. The
Hmm.
same scene, they reused the same exact scene of that skeleton emerging from the grave and opening its eyes.
Yeah.
And then the song, "It's Party Time." The
So
credits
good.
roll as they show clips from the whole movie. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. It's not bloopers, it's just the same exact clips we already saw.
But I love that. It's
It was
nostalgic.
cool.
Yeah, there's a nostalgic feeling to that.
Yeah, with the music playing over it, it's just kind of
Yeah.
reminding you of like it's like a highlight reel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that is the movie.
That is
Return of the
Return
Living
of the
Dead.
Living Dead, baby. What a movie. Okay, can I tell you something so fun?
Please do.
The cemetery, they built the cemetery. That was a huge exterior set that they built for
Yeah.
this, which is crazy because I guess behind it there was a pasture with like cows and the set smelled like cow manure during
Oh my
filming.
gosh.
Okay. And also, I guess like because they did so many night shoots and there was so much rain, right? There was a lot of mud. There was a lot of exposure to the elements. There was a lot of illness, a lot of freezing nights. I would say that was a difficult shoot. I would say that would be a difficult shoot, but
Yeah, especially
amazing. But yeah,
imagine being Linnea Quigley, you're freezing and you're naked.
no,
That's rough.
I
No,
hate
I
being
won't.
cold. I hate being cold, and I hate being like yeah,
Yeah,
not into
I
it.
would rather be sweating than freezing for sure.
I was about to say I hate being wet, but I realize that sentence comes out and it just doesn't sound right.
And now you said it. Now it's on record. No, this movie is so iconic. I am so glad that we're covering it finally. I
Yeah.
haven't watched it in full in so long, but
Mhm.
those certain scenes, like Trash, of course, dancing on the grave, the half skeleton strapped to the table and telling them about brains, like, and Tarman,
Yeah.
the visual of Tarman are just burned into my brain.
Oh, for sure, especially the way Tarman walks. Like, Tarman sort of walks almost like kind of like a puppet. Like, it's almost like he's got somebody like a marionette. Like, he kinda
Yes.
moves very weird, like,
Yeah.
boxy and kinda
Even though it was a
strange.
real
Yeah.
person in that costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very,
Can I
like,
also tell you
disoriented.
it's just yeah, he looks disoriented. Yeah, I mean, he's coming back after
Ugh,
being a skeleton. I think that makes sense.
he's so scary.
Can I also tell you that the, like, rabid weasels that they brought in, like, the garbage bags,
Uh-huh.
were actually, like, motorized toy monkeys, and they had just had the symbols removed from them. Isn't that
Oh
funny?
my gosh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I think that's all the fun
Mhm.
facts I
Yeah.
have for the main episode. I think I'm gonna save some stuff for Patreon
Yeah.
Extended.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Hell yeah, let us know what you think about this movie. Is this your first time watching it? Um, Please follow us on our socials. We have Instagram, we have TikTok at Chainsaw Girls Pod. We have an email, chainsawgirlspod@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon. We also have a t-shirt on demonxbunny.com. I always forget to
Yeah.
mention that.
We
But
never
we also
mention
have
our
a
T-shirt.
Patreon and we shout out our top tier patrons every single month. Are you ready for that?
Hell to the motherfucking yeah.
All right. We have Jason M, Jeremy M, Brian C, John M, Devin C, Jolene, David G, another John M, Jonathan W, a lot of Johns, Rob V, David T, Heather D, Franchise Driller, Millie C, Adrian G, Chris S, Alexis T, Adam VL, and James C.
We
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you so much.
We
Thank you for being
love you.
patrons. Hell yeah, we do.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.